Hey guys, GameBoy 3800 here once again, and I'm back with another computer. It's right here. I just built it up for a friend, and now we're going to see how it does. It's got a Ryzen 7 1700X and a GTX 1070, and 16 gigs of RAM, but that's not as important. I did a little bit of memory tuning, had to up the voltage a little bit to get it to run at the speeds required for Ryzen. And now, we're going to see how it plays a game. The Forest is pretty graphically intensive and a little bit hard to run, aka it's still kind of an indie game. What we're going to do is just hit play, and keep in mind that the system is right next to the phone here, right next to the camera. Pay attention to how quiet it is. Got a frame counter on the top right. Everything as high as it can go. We'll change the color grading a little bit. New game. Let's just do it in normal. .700 frames in the menu sounds realistic. I'm just going to go ahead and skip this. All right, looks like we landed in a pretty densely vegetated area. We're going to eat so that we don't die. Drink and do stuff so that we don't die. Now, yep, I am using a controller so that I can move around more freely with the camera in place here. More. There we go. We the best. Alright, so on actually ultra settings, GTX 1070 at 2560 by 1440. We will set the field of view to something higher. And max frame rate is already off. There's no VSync. There we go. Now we can see a little bit more. I probably could try something here. If we go to power options and set it to high performance, what will that do for our frame rates? Because right now it's imbalanced. Let's try it in high performance mode. Cool, literally no difference. It'll just run warmer for no reason. I have everything set to a silent fan mode, but they are allowed to ramp up if some temperatures get critical, of course. I'm going to do that regardless. Cool, I ate something on the ground and didn't immediately die. Looks like I'm good at survival games. Alright, gotta change a few things here. There we go, toggle sprint, so that we don't need to kill the left joystick. Alright, well, because we have literally no difference between that, we will swap back to balanced, so that we don't just run hot for no reason. It looks like we're just sitting under 60 FPS with everything very high. It doesn't need to be very high. Most things can actually be run on medium and still look just as good. But we're running everything on ultra just for the sake of running everything on ultra here. We're at regular 1440p. Pretty common resolution nowadays. My friend has an ultra-wide 1440p monitor, I believe, so it might be a little bit less than this. Oh well. I missed that one completely. Alright. Running through. We'll get to the big cannibal village when we're out in a more open area. We're up at about 80 FPS. Not too bad. Get out our spear in case we see something we can poke. Nope. I am so good at survival games, aren't I? Thankfully, the deer in this game are pretty brain dead. Alright, it remains to be seen how well this would do on a much bigger world with a lot of things built. Maybe we'd want to turn down to the high preset. In fact, let's see what happens if we do that. Running on the high preset. We'll see how we do here. So what does the high preset do for us? Turns a few things to medium, a few things to high, one thing to low. Yeah, but it looks like if you have it set to high, at least in a fresh world, you can keep it at or above 60 FPS a lot of the time. I won't say all the time because, you know, they'll have a tiny dip as soon as we see an enemy. Or whenever that happens. Okay, I was nowhere near that. Alright, I can tell the fans have kicked in a very little bit. It's nowhere near loud though. It's definitely quieter than a laptop, which is what he's running now. There's some enemies. Yep, I knew it. As soon as we saw some spawn in, we'd get a frame dip. Hey, buddies. Ooh, nice dodge. Just want to be friends and eat you. That's what you guys do, right? That was a nice throw of mine. Got him. Took a few throws, but I eventually poked him. Yeah, it seems even on a freshly built system, there's some stutter. I think if we do the good old use Task Manager to up the game priority, it'll help us out here. So if we go to the forest, set priority, say to high, maybe that'll get us some better cycles. And we won't have as much lag, or just lag spikes. Where did he go? Where did he go? I would like to test if that worked. I guess I'll never know. Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. Big pokes. I'm not trying to stay alive. I'm just trying to look for frame stutters. You walked right through that bench. What are you? Some kind of witch? Is that even a real bench? I guess we'll attempt to regenerate some health here instead of just waiting to die. Alright, I want to test something. If we set the max frame rate to just 60, so that we're not pegged at 100% system usage all the time, it should keep the system a bit quieter and hopefully more stable. Although I say that, we just got a stutter. Alright, it's normal mode and single player. We can go into our backpack without having to worry about getting killed from anything in the overworld. I'm used to playing multiplayer or on hard survival where going into your backpack does not freeze time. Come on, game, I want to stay popular with the fellas. Where'd he go? Did he go up a tree? Anyways, I think that is enough with the forest. Let's try a different game. One of our all-time favorites, Borderlands 2. Love how the first three results are not what I'm looking for. Cool, thanks computer. Thanks start menu, I should say, for opening exactly what we didn't need. What? I thought I had Borderlands 2 installed. It is installed, it's just being stupid. Alright, we do have a M.2 solid state drive as the boot drive, so startups are wicked fast and installs are wicked fast. But it does have a 2TB SSHD hybrid drive for mass storage and games. And you will hear that click on occasionally as we play these games. It's not any weird sound the computer shouldn't make. We will just hit play and deal with all the settings once we get in game. That's the best way to deal with things, isn't it? Oh dear God. Stupid tripod. You can almost see me, thankfully. The screen is a matte screen. You can't see it because it's not glossy. Right now it's at completely default settings. And these seem to be stable so far playing games. The forest is well known for being pretty torturous, so seeing it survive that is cool. Alright, let's get up to 1440p. That should be a more reliable readout here. And we'll just do something with this character he's got loaded up. There we go. So seems like we're getting over 100 FPS at all times. Except there. And there. And there. And never mind. We'll go to his favorite place. That's a lie. He hates this place. I'm used to melee 0. What is this? Alright, so my friend has his aim and fire button swapped. Useful for him, for whatever reason, but not very useful for me. Whatever, just keep an eye on the frame rates. That's what we're keeping an eye on here. Why does she have music all the way down? I guess she always listens to other music. We're level 50. What level are these chunks? Because they're doing no damage to us. Okay, they're level 29, so I guess it's a good test to see what the frame rate is without having to worry about dying. It also won't gain us any experience, so I won't unfairly advance him. I definitely meant to do this. Oh, hey there. Uh-oh. I'm fine. Got him. Poke. And despite not having VSync on, I don't believe. Nope, it is off. And I don't believe it's auto-detected my FreeSync monitor as G-Sync compatible. and it being a GTX 1070, I'm not seeing any screen tearing, which is good because he's got, I think, 72 or 75 hertz monitor. So yeah. I think that'll do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, do go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks, Game Without. I'll see you in the future.